Hello guys, welcome to this video. In our last video, we talked about the grid system, how to work with grid system. We talked about bootstrap containers, and we talked about bootstrap breakpoints, and we did some practice and example of bootstrap grid system. We were able to have this on our bootstrap and we'll be able to look at this. If you have not watched the previous video, I'll drop the link on the description box below. If you have not subscribed to my channel, do so. Subscribe on the bell icon, comment, like, so that you'll be notified when I load new videos. In this channel, we bring up new programming videos and guide people to learn programming with ease. So in today's video, we're going to use the concept we have learned so far in Bootstrap, that is the grid system, the breakpoint, and so on, to build a simple project. This is our very first project with Bootstrap, and it's going to be responsive. We're going to see how we'll make it responsive. We're just going to use purely Bootstrap. As we continue, we'll see how we're going to override Bootstrap classes and customize it to what we want. But for now, we're just going to leverage on using Bootstrap specifically to see how we can achieve the responsiveness of this. All right. So normally we have Live Server installed as the extension we are using. If you don't have the extension, you can go to your extension in your Visual Studio Code and type in Live Server. Live Server is actually a script that monitors the changes in our file, that's HTML file, and load it on the browser. This is the specific one I'm using. If you don't have, you can install it. You just click on install if you have not installed it. Then you wait for it. Then you must have internet connection for that to work out fine. All right. So for us to work on the project, I'm going to show you a very simple way how you can build a login and registration form, or should I say registration form, because we're going to build one of them, either login or registration form using Bootstrap. This video is going to be very short because it's not going to take a time. I'm just going to show you a simple way how you can work around with Bootstrap based on the grid system and what we have learned so far, and it's going to be massively responsive, right? Okay, let's go there. For us to continue, I need to remove this we have before. I need to remove it, or I just leave it. Let me create new file out there. Login file. I need to create new file. If you have not watched the previous video on how to link the Bootstrap to your project, you can check out the Bootstrap playlist on our channel. Then you follow along before you get to this extent. So it's good you watch the previous video so you have the full understanding of what we're doing in this video. The link will be on the description box below. You can use it. I want to create new file up here. I want to call it login. Talking.html straight away. All right. Okay. Yo, this is very good for me. So it's just HTML. I want to bring HTML snippets, right? Okay. I think I should create a new project from beginning, right? I think I should create a new project so I can use online tutorials, but this is offline. Oh, let's just continue. Sha. On our next tutorials, we'll be using online as well because this one is offline. We'll host the Bootstrap on our system. All right, so you can either type HTML and you see these options, or you just click on iPhone, that's shift one. That's iPhone. If you are using a standard keyboard, you're going to see this. Then you press on tab, then this thing will come up. Or you type HTML, then you select 5. You're going to have the snippet being shown in your program, right? Okay, so since we have this, we are now starting this project at the very basic beginning, right? Okay, so what we need to do now, we need to link the Bootstrap straight away. Let me just open this with Live Server. So we're going to see, you right click, go open with Live Server straight away. You're going to see that we have a blank space. straight away and nothing is here. Okay, that's what we should have. So I'll just on the title, I'll just say locking, bootstrap locking, bootstrap locking form. Okay, good. So I don't want to have heading one. We are now building like a real locking form. We don't want to be as in putting unnecessary content. So the first thing we need to do, we need to link the bootstrap. This is the bootstrap. We download it and host it on our system. But if you don't have the bootstrap, you can check our previous video to see how you can download it or you use the CDN. In our next class, we'll be using CDN to work with it. All right. So on the CSS folder, of the Bootstrap folder, we're going to link bootstrap.css. I said it before, it's just a style sheet that have been written in CSS for us, just for us to call the class. That's basically what is Bootstrap. Okay, so we're going to link it. So on my head, I'm going to call link down before here. I'm going to call link like so. So I'm going to specify get it here dot forward slash to get to the path, then CSS folder, then I'm going to select bootstrap.css. This is the specific one I'm going to link. So down the um, before the closing tag of the body, I'm going to link another script, which is the JavaScript. It's this bootstrap.js. That's what I want to link straight away. So here we're going to use script with this one with source. If you don't know about this, you can check our JavaScript playlist on the channel where we talked about JavaScript. So as well, I'm going to link this and select JavaScript. Then I'm going to select bootstrap.js. Okay, cool. So we can test this. If you check nothing happened, definitely, but you can as well check it whether it's linked by using maybe div. We can use .bg success. So really, you will see me typing this shortcut many times, the bridges success. When once I do this and press on type, I'm going to have a div with a class of bg dash success. So that's the short way of typing it. If you need a div, no need to be doing all those. But if you need like paragraph, you can do p dot the class name. Okay, maybe I say p dot bg danger. This is the class name, right? If you press on tab, it's going to complete it for you. So you likely see me using this almost all the time. Okay, so we can test this and say hi. So let's check out. Okay, you can see that our bootstrap is linked automatically, right? Okay, because we have this column. Okay, so we are good to go. I'm going to remove this. So the idea is I'm going to take you to the form we want to do. We want to do a bootstrap form. Go to bootstrap site. Just type bootstrap on your browser. Search for bootstrap, right? Bootstrap. Then you see Bootstrap 5.2, version 5.2. If you open on it, that's where we are dealing with, and that's the latest version of Bootstrap. Scroll down to form where you will have form. This is actually, if you click on overview, this is where the form you're going to build. I'm going to show you the easiest way to build form. You don't need to go and download form when you're working on your project. You can actually do it as fast as possible without wasting time. So likely this is the form we want to do, right? But we need the form to be responsive. So we're going to combine the create system we learned in the previous lesson with this form to make everything responsive, right? Okay. So let's bring up our create system. First of all, we're going to bring div with a class of container or container field, which one anyone would like to use, or container, right? Div with a class of container. So we're going to do div.container. Okay, tab to complete it automatically. All right, so we have our container here. If I put border inside here, border danger, we're going to see that we just have, let's check out the here. We just have small thing here. You can see this thing up here, right? Okay, so we don't need to have the border, right? So I'm just showing you so you see that we are having something inside. So the next thing we need to do, we are trying to define the grid system that we are going to use. Let me collapse that. The grid system that we are going to use. That's the first one. The grid system is always good to put it on a container so that your alignment will be good. So the next thing, we're going to have a div with a class name of row straight away. As we all said that grid system has to deal with rows and columns, right? So we're going to define a row inside the container, right? If you check it again, nothing is going to happen unless I put border. You see that the row is inside the container as well. So inside the row, we're going to specify our containers, right? So we're going to have div.goals. As we said in our previous class, that the container class uses columns like this, right? So you're going to see that we have one column for this, but it's always good to specify the breakpoint, right? As we mentioned in our previous video, right? Okay, so we're going to specify the breakpoint as LG. In large device, we want this to be 6, right? I'm going to put padding and show you how it looks like. So I'll have padding of 4, so you're going to see very well. So, and I'm going to have background color of secondary. Secondary. So let's check it out. So you see what we have already, right? This is the column you're talking about. All the things are inside the what? The container and the row, right? Okay, so you not likely see it visible straight, but if I put border inside here with some padding, border, border, border dark, then I have padding like 2, then I'll put it here 2. I'll have border here 2, border, border, border danger with padding of 1. You're going to see it straight away. So let's check. You see what is really happening, right? So what do we have? Border danger, border. I don't want danger here again. Let me use um, warning. Okay, so we have this. So you see the warning is for the row while the danger, the red color is for the container. Then this is the first column, right? Which is 6. If I specify another column, that means I'm going to have um, to maybe success like so is going to be 2 like that, right? 6. Okay, we just define our grid system, but in this case we don't want to have 2 columns, we need only 1, right? Like so, right? Okay, so since we have this and we understand this concept, I want to remove all this padding and border because we don't need it to be there, and we're going to remove this on the container and on the row, so we only have uh, this, right? I believe it makes sense, right? Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is to center this. You can see that it's not centered, right? Okay, so we're going to use I'm going to use this class to center margin X. If you have not checked the previous video, if you check, you really understand this. Margin X, then we're going to use auto straight. So we're going to say shift at the center. So we have this on the center. So, oh, we are good to go. Boom. So the next thing we're going to do, I'm going to use margin top to bring it down small, right? Okay. So I can now bring margin top here. Can have if I don't want to have margin top, I use um, padding X and Y, right? Instead, I'll place the padding X and Y on this. Padding PY-5. I want to have this. Okay, I have a shift, but still not as I want, right? Okay, so I can use margin top here as well, empty dash 5. Okay, okay, I think it's better where I want it now, right? Okay, right away we have this and I think it's good looking, so we can continue our work now. So what likely we need to do, we need to put the form now. So the form will go inside here since we have our workflow set up, our grid system well set up. So if you check now, let's try to check whether this grid system is responsive. So if we try to shift, you can see that it's responsive very well on various devices size. Very, very responsive, right? Okay, we can as well make use of all these phones. We will try to change the phone system. You see that it's responsive on this phone. These are some debugging tools where you can use to test different screen sizes of different phones and so on. You can use it, you can rotate it here and you see how it works straight away. You can select any types of phone here. This is on portrait and this is on landscape. You see whether your site is responsive. All right, so we can see that we have a responsive design. The next thing we are going to do is we'll need to put our form inside here, but we don't just want to put it here. We need to have another div inside the column, right? Okay, so we can have a div. Then we want to give it a name, right? I want to call it custom container. Custom container. Then this div we're going to style it later with CSS to have some basic design, right? Okay, so just going to carry the form. We'll go back to our Bootstrap site, which I showed you before. We're going to grab this form, right? We have the form already here with all the Bootstrap class that enables it to also be responsive. I'm going to click on copy here, then go back to the site. Inside this container, I'm going to paste it very well up here. Let me expand this. Okay, so I have the form I picked from Bootstrap class and it has all these classes, right? Some of the stuff are not necessary. So the ones that are not necessary, I'm just going to remove it. I think it's not necessary for me. I'll remove this and I'm going to remove this ID as well. I'm still going to remove this help text because it's not necessary for me. The classes are necessary. This class, form control, they are very necessary. Label, if you want label for here, I don't want this help text. I want to remove it and I want to. Okay, before I even remove it, let me show you how it is first on the site. Okay, let's look on the site. I'll refresh. This is our form. Boom, we just all good to go, right? This is our form. We have the form set up. It's just for us to arrange it. So I'm still going to remove the stuff that I think is not necessary for me. I don't just want it to fill there. All these IDs, I don't want them. And I don't think I need this help. Uh, Labels, I don't need these labels. I don't want to do form with labels. I don't need these labels, all these labels. I'm going to remove all the labels and I don't need the checkbox by the way. Okay, so I just have email and password. You can see how the form looks like, right? But we're going to work our way to make it look good. First of all, I want to make this submit button to be at the center. Let's just achieve that. For us to achieve that, I want to wrap it with a container. Just cut it now. Then the class I want to give it is text center straight away. Okay, so I'm going to put the button now. If we check it now, it's at the center, right? That's the easiest way to do it. This is a bootstrap class, text center to center text is going to be applied to everything. Then I'm going to give an heading like login form. Okay, I think here I want to give the heading is actually inside of its form. I want to have a for with class of text center, right? Okay, then I want to call login form. Or let me just call it login. So we have it here. All good, right? Okay. But now I need to make this look more better, right? Okay, because I don't still like it the way it is. I don't want it to be small. So from the input now, I want to have a placeholder will be email address, email address, all right? So if you check now, you see you have this email address and I want to have it on the password. I want to remove this. So I'm going to have placeholder, which will be password as well. All right. So if you check, the fields are too small, right? But I don't want it to be small anymore. So I'm going to have, so in the class, I'm going to do form control LG. It will make the input to be bigger, as you can see up here. So I'm still going to do the same thing here. Form control LG, form control control LG as well. So I have my input big now. All right. So I want to remove this secondary from here. I don't want this secondary anymore. So I have a white form. So I can now bring in CSS class that I will style this particular custom container that I created. So I can easily create a CSS class, a file that is named main main.css straight away. So I'm going to link it here straight away on the head of my application. So you can set custom style, right? Okay, this is how I can style this. I can use link or dot forward slash. I have it already here. So it's linked. I can write my style. So I want to style this custom container, right? So I can say dot custom dash container straight away. So I can just say background color. Let me get some background color, and this is going to be slight blue. Slight blue. I don't know how it's going to be first, but let me apply color to the entire body of this. Let's check. This is what happened, but I don't think the color is good, right? So I want to put the entire body color, or rather we just use white instead. Let me use this hash F1. So we have something like this. I think this is good. Okay, then going back to our CSS, I can apply some padding, simply -5, to have some padding on this form. Then the gap between this form and this form is looking small, and I think the background color is not showing very well. I can hover on it and bring it down small, so it will give me something darker small. Okay, I think this is cool. So we're going to straight away bring this margin bottom. I want to increase it to 4. So let's check it. You see, right? Then I'm still going to increase this one to 4 as well. So we have this. Okay. But this button as well, I want to change the button as well and bring margin top here. First of all, let's work with this one. Make this to have a margin button. So on the heading, that's the head 4, which is the login. I can have margin bottom MB-4. All right. So that will shift. 4 is small. I think 5 will be better. You watch it shift. Okay. Is it much? Guess it's much. Okay. So we're working our way to round up this. I think it's much. Let's choose 4. I think 4 will be better, right? Okay, 4 is better. So this form, I'm going to this submit button. Let's work with the submit button. So I'm going to have btn btn is a class for button. btn then btn dash btn lg. Okay, so to give me a large button, you can see that the button is big, right? Okay, so what again will I likely do? I don't want, okay, I think I should change this color from this to which color? Info. So btn, let me use outline. Outline, I need info. Outline info. btn outline info. So we have this. Is it looking nice? No, I don't need outline. I need like so btn info. So I think this is good. I can still bring some of the margin button here, like giving 5, so that we position it very well of each of the input, shifting each of the input down, right? Okay, so we can still do it on 4. 5 is too much, this cap is too much, so I think we'll leave it at 4. 4 will be better straight away. All right, so with this, we have just been able to bring up a locking form without waste of time. And this text is too small. I think we should increase it to heading. What I will do, Control D, and let me highlight all this, Control D to duplicate my cursor. So I want to make it heading 3. Let's check how it is. 3 is small. 2. All right, I think this is better now. Okay, so we are good to go. So let's check the responsiveness of this site. So it will try to check. Let's remove from here and put it on responsive. So I'll remove it from font size. So you can see that you can this thing adjust your even the smallest screen size as 286. That's small touch Nokia screen, something like that, it can still be responsive. And on the bigger screen, it's still responsive as well. Okay, this is how to work with the screen layout and of the Bootstrap. You can easily do this without waste of time. Okay, if you still want to play around, you can add a color on the body like this color, but this background color, I'll just copy it, but I want it to be more darker or something like that. If you like, depending on what you want to do. So if you check now, this is the kind of phone you're going to have. But if you want to change it entirely to another color, you can as well always shift from here and check the color that is good for you. So this is how you can work with Bootstrap and you can achieve a very fast design without waste of time and with a very fast design and cool one and fully responsive. If you still want to curve these edges, you can still bring border radius here, border radius, maybe 8 pixels border radius. So you're going to have your edges curves here. So this is how to build login form using Bootstrap and HTML and CSS, and you have a fully responsive design that is responsive across all the viewports. Okay, in our next video, we'll be doing complex things, how we can design more stuff using Bootstrap, and we'll build projects till we get to a very complex project. At the end, we're actually going to attach functionalities through JavaScript by validating this form and posting it to the backend that will receive this data. Okay, see you in the next video. Like, subscribe to my channel, on the bell icon so when I load new videos, you get notified. If you have any specific um, video you want us to do, you can drop it on the comment section on our YouTube channel, and definitely we're going to do the video for you. See you in the next video.